morning, welcome back. Today I'm teaching you how to teach your child who has ADHD and ODD and may hate school. Now, it doesn't matter what their diagnosis is. It could be autism, it could be ADHD, it doesn't matter. I've spoken to an expert about this. I mean, it's all the same, but it's not the same, okay? But for our purposes, it's all the same. So don't feel like just because your son has PDA that maybe this won't apply to him. This information should be helpful to a variety of people. So now my child's pretty well behaved. And the reason that is because of my parenting, but not because I naturally knew how to do this. No, I had to read a bunch of books. I had to speak to a bunch of experts about this. So I'm going to tell you what to do. So first of all, every day, first thing in the morning, you need to fill their bucket. I recommend first thing in the morning. And that is you do something they want to do for 20 minutes that they want to do. A game, whatever. It's not the funnest time you ever had in your life, but you're going to sit down, you're going to interact and do whatever they want. This isn't a time for asking questions. This isn't a time for doing like important life-changing questions or why do you always do this or why do you always do that? No. Tell me what you're working on. Show me something. What do you want me to do? Things like that. Okay. So you've done that every single day. I recommend doing that because if you want a better behaved child, that's number one. They're going to get your attention regardless. Now, number two, you have to reorient yourself. It's not you against them. It's not you trying to get them to do all these things. You are on the same side as them. You're a team. But this also means calmly explaining to them that I know you don't like school, and I know you don't want to do school, and I know you don't want to homeschool, but it's the law. Like you legally have to. So we're going to do this together. We're working as a team. So if they're old enough, they probably aren't able to explain to you what they don't like about it, but I'm going to give you some things that may help you get through it. So first of all, eliminating or really cutting down the iPad, and I mean eliminating, to mostly to where it's just basic boring TV shows and maybe one day a week doing some gaming. Because the bottom line is nothing is more interesting than that, and it's usually upsetting their brains whether they know it or not or you know it or not. So I get how that sounds, but your life will be easier. But you have to make it seem like it's not a punishment. You're not intending it as a punishment. You're both doing it because you want to spend more time together. You want to make more time for other things because our brains aren't really meant to be on these devices. And these devices have so many jump cuts that even seemingly innocent TV shows are kind of screwing us up. So we need to take a break from that. And so, but the bottom line is really setting your rules. Like in your head before you approach this, because they're going to come at you. Well, what game can I play? So you need to have a list. And I've shown you in other videos I did on screen time about what videos we have and what games we allow and what we don't, and the reasons behind that. And they should sleep better as well. For sleeping, if your kids aren't having any greens, I mean, sometimes it's tough to sleep through the night if they don't have greens. And you can put that in a shake, you can do it in a smoothie or whatever. But I'm not really here to talk about that. But I mean, diet is important. But that's not exactly this video. I think I did another video I'll attach at the end for ODD parenting that has a lot of information. Today we're just talking about homeschool. Now keep in mind that these kids have a low bar for frustration, and any neurodiverse kid generally has a problem with handwriting. So they're not going to like handwriting. But speaking of which, I have two products because usually I show you products of the day. Textbook, workbook. Okay. I wanted to show you in a couple things to help. These are daily single digit addition drills. So very simple. Every day, very simple. So we're doing the twos. For a few days, you work on the twos. Now, teaching during lunch, during breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Once you eliminate TV during breakfast, lunch, and dinner, give it a few days of you just sitting there and everyone being miserable before you introduce just reading picture books. Even older kids will enjoy a picture book. And then you can switch that and start reading a science textbook. You can do the Abeka Science. It's like $20. Discovering God's World. You can kind of go through it. It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's pretty engaging because there's not a lot of text. You need low text to word to picture ratio. Okay, and you're going to be doing the reading. Your kid's going to hate school if you demand that they read everything. If you demand that they do all the handwriting. Now, what I want to tell you here is that having the child, instead of doing this orally, because kids, all kids are a bit different, right? Some kids, like my one son, his super strength is math. But handwriting is not, right? So I write the answers for him. So he reads the questions and I sit there and I write the answers for him. These are just getting the drills down so that we can get these basic numbers down. But let me show you another curriculum that's pretty easy to do. And if you're switching curriculums, go back a year. I recommend going back a year and seeing what they know and not expecting them to do every single question if they grasp the concept of it. Like, hey, I know this is frustrating for you and I know you don't really want to do this, but if you show me that you know how to do this question, then you don't have to do the rest of these questions today, you know? And then if you can't do it, then we'll do 2 more just to see. Like, and so you're going to work up and build their tolerance. So this is what I do during snack time. During snack time, we have reading, writing, and math. And so this is, take a look at this textbook. This is grade 2, if you will, 2A. So this is the textbook. So very colorful, right? Not a lot of questions, not a lot of information on each page. So it's very good for ADHD. Even better is this textbook. Now, keep in mind that grade 1 has even less. So this is like a review here. But see how it's black and white? You could do 1 page a day. So kind of getting into the method of 1 page a day. And what if your what if your child can't read? So what if they're like, I can't read at all, they can't whatever. Craft right brain readers. You do not need the whole system. You could pay $14 for the first book and $10 for the corresponding flashcards. It will teach them to read if they are 7 or older. It'll teach them to read real quick. And then you can either keep them on the system. One child I kept on the system and the other one I switched to another system. But that because he could be on a more advanced system, and the other one I kept it on him for about, I don't know, maybe 4 books, 3 or 4 books, and then I switched him off and just started him on the Abeka system, which I don't recommend Abeka for like a full-on program, just because that's a little intense. So that's the thing, you're gonna have to separate language arts into reading, into like vocab and stuff like that. So grammar and vocab, we do that during breakfast. So while they're eating breakfast, that is our start time. So no, I don't eat with them. That is the start time. I eat before, and yeah, and that is when we start our learning. So now breakfast, lunch, and then lunch we could do science. Right now we're watching DVDs of Science Shepherd for astronomy. That's a little more advanced. It's, I would say 10 and up, but my 7 and 9-year-old are going through it just fine. And I put everything, here's the key. Here's the key to teaching them anything. Because they're not doing workbooks, you don't need them to do a lot of workbooks. So Abeka the science, at the end, there's questions. So you can do the questions together. You don't need the teacher's manual. You can read the questions together. And if you can't figure out the answers, then just go back and together through the chapter and try and figure it out. Now the key is, though, you have to let their brains adapt before you start shoving schoolwork at them. And the final piece of this puzzle is, besides the cue cards is, so when they were younger, I attached pictures to the things I wanted them to remember. So for example, during, not during math, but during right now, the nouns and the verbs. Okay, so a noun is a person, place, or thing. There's singular nouns like car and plural nouns like cars. So I put that on cue cards and I go over it. Every day at breakfast, go over it, go through it. Maybe we'll take a break for a couple days and then maybe I'll bring it back out. And then we have this stack of cue cards. But before, what I used to do is put a picture there for a mnemonic device. That's what makes the Craft Right Brain readers so strong. And that's what makes the cue card system with the pictures very strong, as the mnemonic device. But now they're older, I'm trying, it's just easier for me not to do that at this time. So we'll see how it goes. Now, what if your child's like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do anything. I mean, that's fine. That is fine. Don't give them the password to the Wi-Fi and just, hey, like, that's okay. You're not here to start fights, or you're not going to have an acrimonious thing. I've talked about sibling rivalry. I've talked about if one child's mean to another child. I've talked about all these things in different videos. But what I'm here to talk about is, okay, so your child doesn't want to do school. Okay, wait. Just wait. This is from the book, The Powerful Child. There's 2 books I recommend you read. That is The Explosive Child by Dr. Green, which has a free program. And then there is The Powerful Child by Dr. Kevin Lamont. And it basically, in The Powerful Child, is you wait. You wait. Because they will ask you for dessert. They will ask you for water. They will ask you for such and such. They will ask you for money. They will ask you for a ride somewhere. They will ask you to turn on this. They will ask you to pick up this toy. They will ask you to get this off the shelf. They will ask you for something. You are their parent. And then you say, absolutely, I would love to get that for you. And instead of saying, hey, first you have to do your stack of schoolwork, if they're not used to that, say, first we do 4 math problems, and then we'll get that. So you're slowly working into, this is how it goes. And another thing too is, your child has ADHD, don't yell at them. from across the room. I get it. We all want to do it. We're all like, hey, you didn't pick up your plate. Two things. One, don't yell at them. Go to them, tap them on the shoulder and say, there's a plate still on the table. Not, hey, you got to get that plate. Let's give them a little bit of independence. I noticed that there's some plates still on the table there. Okay, so we're kind of giving them a little bit of, like ownership over it, right? So anyway, I hope some of these tips helped. I hope some of this information helps. And I hope that, if you want to see my schedule, but the bulk of the schedule is primarily we teach during breakfast, lunch, and snack and dinner. That's primarily when most of the teaching goes down. Most of it. Not all of it, because some of the independent subjects, they're pretty good at doing them now because I've just stayed on them so long, it's like inevitable. And because we don't have TV used to be a buy-in, like, oh yeah, we can watch TV if we do that. Well, now you can only watch shows that I watched as a kid, shows that don't have a lot of jump cuts, so it's not as exciting. And the downside is you think, oh, well, they do all these chores just to get ready for the iPad. Well, anyway, I talked about it in screen time, so I'll share the video now. You can watch the screen time video if you want, because I'm not gonna go into all of it now, because that's not why you're here. I will stop. I digress. But I thank you for tuning in, and I thank you for your questions, and I hope you tune in again. Bye-bye. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
Please like to like.
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit the bell for notifications.